Look at this. This isn't just fruit. This is a biological command, a silent signal your bloodstream understands instantly. Tonight, we're not talking about mystique. We're talking about mechanics. We're bypassing the folklore and going straight to the physiology. The title of this talk is provocative. Eat this before sex, it increases blood flow instantly. But this isn't about a magic pill. It's about a fundamental truth. What you put on your fork is the most powerful, most overlooked determinant of intimate vitality. Your circulatory system is the silent conductor of every sensual experience, and you can conduct it with your next meal. Imagine for a moment the very architecture of arousal. It is not an abstract feeling, but a precise hydraulic event. It is a landscape of soft tissue fed by a vast, intricate network of rivers, your blood vessels. For that landscape to awaken, to become lush and alive, the rivers must swell. They must flood their banks in a controlled, glorious deluge. The master key to opening these floodgates is not found in a pharmacy. It is found in the humble soil, in the deep ruby flesh of a beetroot, in the startling green of a spinach leaf. This is the Nitrate Gateway, and it operates on a biological timeline that is almost immediate. The journey begins not in the heart, but in the saliva. When you consume foods rich in dietary, nitrates beets, arugula, kale, Swiss chard, pomegranate, that dark, almost purple strawberry, these compounds are absorbed in the small intestine, but their true transformation begins in the mouth. Specific commensal bacteria on the tongue, a vital part of your oral microbiome, perform the first act of alchemy. They convert the ingested nitrate into nitrite. This is why the pathway is so swift. It bypasses slower, systemic metabolic routes and initiates the process right at the entry point. As you swallow, this nitrite travels down, entering the acidic environment of the stomach and being further absorbed into the bloodstream. Here, in the circulatory system, the second and decisive transformation occurs. Nitrite encounters the right conditions, particular enzymes, and a low oxygen environment, and is reduced into its active form, nitric oxide. This molecule, a simple gas, is the sovereign ruler of vascular tone. It does not request, it commands. It directly targets the smooth muscle cells lining the interior of every artery and arteriole, the very vessels that determine where blood goes and in what volume. Its message is one of profound relaxation. It tells these tightly wound muscle fibers to release their tension, to dilate. This vasodilation is not a slight adjustment. It is a fundamental remodeling of the internal space. The highway widens, resistance plummets, and blood, obeying the laws of physics, surges forward with greater force and volume to fill the newly created space. This is the instantly in our premise. Within 30 to 90 minutes of consumption, you have effectively engineered a systemic event, lowering the very blood pressure within those vessels and enabling a powerful, targeted flow to the peripheral tissues that depend on it most. But the genius of this gateway is its specificity and intelligence. This isn't a crude, full-body flush like a hot flash. It's a democratization of flow. The vessels most responsive are those that need it, the microvasculature, the delicate networks that feed intimate tissue. By choosing to step through the nitrate gateway, you are not stimulating a hormonal cascade that takes hours or days. You are speaking the direct electrical language of the vascular system itself. You are quite literally feeding the mechanism of arousal at its most foundational level, turning your plate into a direct line to your body's most primal and powerful circulatory responses. The journey through the nitrate gateway is one of cool biochemical precision, a direct command to the vascular system. But there exists another path, a partner to this process, that operates on an entirely different principle, not of calm command, but of exhilarating provocation. This is the realm of capsaicin, the fiery compound that gives chili peppers their signature burn, and its effect on blood flow is a masterclass in beneficial confusion, a neurological sleight of hand that hijacks your body's pain response for a thrilling, vascular reward. Unlike the nitrate pathway, which works silently through chemistry, capsaicin announces itself with immediacy and force. When you consume it, it binds directly to a receptor on your sensory nerve cells called TRPV1, which is essentially your body's thermostat for detecting painful heat. The signal fired to your brain is unambiguous: fire, burn, threat. Your central nervous system, ever the protector, swings into emergency action. It triggers a localized inflammatory response, not out of true injury, but as a preemptive defense. This is where the magic happens. The body's reaction to this perceived thermal trauma is to rush blood to the affected area, in this case, the digestive tract and the surrounding core, in an attempt to cool and heal it. This is the first wave of increased circulation, a flush of warmth, a rising heat that emanates from within. But capsaicin's genius lies in its dual effect. As it triggers this vascular alarm, it also coaxes your nervous system into releasing a flood of endogenous counteragents. Endorphins, the body's natural opioids, surge forth to dampen the perceived pain, creating a euphoric, slightly exhilarated state often called the runner's high. Simultaneously, the body releases catecholamines, like adrenaline, for a brief, sharpening spike in alertness and heart rate. This neurochemical cocktail, endorphins blunting the edge, adrenaline heightening sensation, creates a unique state of vibrant, tingling alertness. The increased cardiac output from the adrenaline, combined with the localized vasodilation from the inflammatory response, orchestrates a powerful and systemic surge in circulation. The blood vessels, responding to this symphony of mixed signals, relax and open. It is a controlled storm, a beautifully orchestrated chaos that leaves the entire system humming, awake, and profoundly alive. Furthermore, this regular, deliberate provocation has a training effect. By repeatedly challenging the vascular and nervous systems in this controlled way, you may enhance their responsiveness and resilience. The body learns to manage the stimulus, becoming more efficient at orchestrating the rapid vasodilation and the pleasurable neurochemical release. This is not a gentle nudge toward blood flow. It is a lively, stimulating jolt. It takes the principle of increased circulation and wraps it in a sensory experience. The heat on the tongue, the flush on the skin, the quickening of the pulse, the subsequent glow of well-being. It reminds us that vitality is not merely a mechanical state, but a felt experience. By engaging with the spice of life, you are not just feeding the body. You are engaging in a vibrant dialogue with your own nervous system, tricking it into unleashing a wave of innate, exhilarating vitality that primes every cell for heightened sensation and connection. If the Nitrate Gateway is a precise biochemical key, and the spice of life is a thrilling provocation, then the power of dark chocolate is best understood as a form of elegant, polyphonic diplomacy. It does not rely on a single, blunt mechanism, but instead engages in a nuanced, multi-system negotiation with your physiology, making it one of the most sophisticated tools for enhancing vascular readiness and sensual awareness. To view it as mere candy is to profoundly misunderstand its function. High cacao chocolate, specifically that which is 70% cocoa solids or higher, is, in truth, a dense, compacted pharmacopoeia of bioactive compounds, each playing a distinct and synergistic role in orchestrating a state of alert, responsive calm. The primary negotiators are the flavonoids, particularly a subclass called flavonols. These potent antioxidants perform a crucial double duty. First, they protect the delicate endothelial lining of your blood vessels from the inflammatory insults of daily life, the oxidative stress, the stray sugars, the environmental toxins that cause stiffness and dysfunction, but their more active role is as precursors to nitric oxide production. Like the nitrates in beets, though through a slightly different metabolic pathway, these flavonols stimulate the endothelial cells to produce their own endogenous nitric oxide. This is not the instant surge of a beet juice shot, but rather a sustained, gentle persuasion, encouraging a baseline state of vascular relaxation and improved elasticity over time. The vessel walls become more supple, more responsive to any signal to open wider. Concurrently, dark chocolate brings a vital mineral to the table, magnesium. This is the unsung hero of the neuromuscular system, a natural relaxant that quiets electrical static. Magnesium helps to moderate the nervous system's stress response, easing tension in muscle fibers, including, critically, the smooth muscles surrounding blood vessels, and countering the anxiety that can constrict not just the mind, but the very flow of life through your body. It facilitates the shift from a state of guarded fight or flight to one of safer, more receptive rest and digest. Then enters phenylethylamine, often dubbed the love molecule. This fascinating compound is a mild endogenous amphetamine that your own brain produces in moments of attraction and emotional excitement. It promotes a sense of alertness, focus, and gentle euphoria. While the amount in chocolate is modest, its presence is symbolically and physiologically resonant. It acts as a subtle neuromodulator, priming the mind for attentive engagement and amplifying the connection between sensory pleasure and cognitive awareness. Finally, there is the direct sensory experience itself, the rich, complex bitterness giving way to subtle fruit or earth notes, the luxurious melt on the tongue, the requirement to slow down and savor. This mindful consumption triggers a parasympathetic response, a signal of safety and pleasure that further opposes stress-induced vasoconstriction. Thus, a few squares of high-quality dark chocolate act as a full-spectrum preparation. It is calmly dilating your vasculature with flavanols, soothing systemic tension with magnesium, gently elevating mood and focus with phenylethylamine, and anchoring you in a moment of deliberate sensory pleasure. It is not a sudden bolt, but a cultivated atmosphere. It prepares the inner landscape, both vascular and neurological, making it fertile ground for deeper, more resonant connection by ensuring that the pathways are open, the noise is quieted, and the mind is present in the rich tapestry of the moment. So, what have we truly been discussing here tonight? We have dismantled the notion of a singular, magical food and replaced it with something far more powerful, a physiological blueprint for vitality. We have moved from folklore to function, from mystery to mechanics. This was never about finding a secret switch hidden in an exotic berry. It was about understanding that the most intimate moments of our lives are governed by the most fundamental systems of our biology. Your circulatory system is the silent conductor, and every meal, every snack, every sip is an opportunity to either lift its baton or force it to struggle against a cacophony of obstruction. The title, Eat This Before Sex, was your invitation in the door, but the real message is that the this is a conscious, consistent pattern of choice, a way of eating that builds not just a healthier body, but a more responsive, alive, and connected vessel for human experience. Look back at the 6 pillars we've explored. They are not isolated tips, but interconnected strands of a single rope. The Nitrate Gateway offers that immediate, direct command for vascular dilation. The spice of life teaches us that a little beneficial stress, a thrilling provocation, can awaken our entire neurovascular system in a rush of endorphins and flow. The Dark Chocolate Directive shows us the art of nuanced preparation, using multiple compounds to soothe, dilate, and focus simultaneously. Hydration provides the essential medium, the hydrodynamics without which pressure cannot build. The arginine arsenal builds our long-term internal production line for vascular readiness. And the warning against the sugar sabotage is the critical foundation, the act of stopping the active demolition of the very pathways we are striving to open. Together, they form a comprehensive strategy addressing the need for instant action, sustained support, and the urgent removal of roadblocks. Therefore, this conversation transcends the bedroom. It is a reclamation of agency over your own vitality. It is the understanding that the quality of your passion, your sensation, your presence in moments of connection is profoundly influenced by the mundane choices you make at the grocery store, in your kitchen and at the dining table, you are, bite by bite, either constructing a physiology of vibrant, eager responsiveness or one of sluggish, inflamed stagnation. The foods that are the color of blood, fire, and earth, the deep reds, the vibrant greens. The rich browns, they are speaking the language your blood vessels understand. They are the commands for openness, for flow, for life. The pale, processed imposters are commands for closure, for clotting, for stagnation. So, let this be your new directive. Let your plate become a conscious signal to your deepest physiology. Do not eat for emptiness, eat for flow, eat for sensation, eat for vitality. The next time you stand before a choice of what to consume, remember the hydraulic truth: you are not just feeding a body. You are priming a system, you are tuning an instrument, you are either tightening the strings or you are ensuring they are supple, resonant, and ready to sing. Choose the foods that build the pressure, open the pathways, and clear the noise. Make every meal a powerful signal. Your body, in all its intelligent, aching aliveness, is listening, and it is waiting to respond. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your profound curiosity today. You have invested in the most important subject of all, the architecture of your own vitality. If these principles resonated with you, if you feel that spark of understanding about the direct link between your plate and your potential, then your next step is clear. Put this knowledge into action. Do not let it fade as mere information. Let it transform into lived experience. To that end, I have a direct request for you. Please take a moment now to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell. Why? Because this is not the end of the conversation. It is the essential beginning. By taking those simple actions, you are doing two powerful things. First, you are securing your own access to a continuing education, a deeper dive into the science, the recipes, and the sustainable strategies that turn these 6 pillars into an unshakable foundation for a more vibrant life. Second, and just as importantly, you are casting a vote. You are telling the algorithms, and you are telling me, that this content matters, that moving from folklore to physiology matters, that you are part of a community that chooses knowledge over mystery and agency over guesswork. Your subscription amplifies this mission, helping these vital signals reach more people who are ready to listen to the wisdom of their own bodies. This is our work. This is our responsibility to ourselves. I am deeply honored to be on this path of discovery with you. Until next time, remember, eat for flow, live with intention, and command your vitality. Good. Bye.